Let me tell you what happened to me. I was standing in the middle of nowhere, far from the noise of the world, just me, the wind, and the sound of my own heartbeat. I had no idea that I was about to receive something that would change everything. At first, it felt like silence, just complete stillness. But then something began to stir, not outside, but inside. Have you ever felt that quiet whisper in your soul, like something sacred was trying to get your attention? That's how it began. And if you're watching this, it means it's about to begin for you too. Not because you earned it, not because you're deserving, but because you were chosen. You've been prepared for this moment in ways you couldn't even see. God is about to give you a rare spiritual gift, and all I ask is that you open your heart fully, just for a few minutes. Before we go deeper, I need you to understand something. This isn't just another video. This isn't entertainment. This is a divine appointment. You didn't stumble here by accident, you were guided. The universe doesn't roll dice, everything has meaning. You've been asking for answers, for signs, for clarity. And now the answer is coming, but not in the form you expect. It won't come in the form of money, or status, or material gain. This gift is deeper. It's the kind of gift that rewires your soul, that burns away illusions, that forces you to look in the mirror and see not just your face but your essence. Are you ready for that level of truth? We live in a world built on noise. Everyone's shouting, everyone's trying to get your attention. But God whispers. He always whispers. That's why most people miss the gift. They're too busy chasing what glitters and ignoring what glows. But something in you, yes you, knows there's more. You've felt it in your quietest moments. You've looked up at the stars and wondered if this life is really all there is. You felt the ache in your chest that no relationship or success could heal. That ache is sacred. It's the echo of your true self calling out. And guess what? That ache is the doorway. That's where the gift is waiting.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound insights.
So let me ask you something nobody else will ask you. When was the last time you sat with your own soul in complete silence and just listened? Not to your thoughts, not to your fears, but to that deep stillness beneath it all. Most people are terrified of silence because in silence there is no distraction. In silence you face the truth, but the truth is not your enemy. The truth is the only thing that will set you free, and freedom is the gift. Not freedom from problems, but freedom from illusion. The rare spiritual gift God is about to give you is not an escape, it's an awakening. This gift is not given to the strongest, or the smartest, or the most religious. It's given to the open, to the sincere, to the ones who are willing to feel deeply, to question everything, to sit in the fire of transformation. And that's why you're here, because you've been through things that broke you, and yet you didn't stay broken. You chose to heal. You chose to keep going. And that choice, that resilience, that's what made you eligible for this gift. God saw your pain, but more importantly, He saw your heart. You kept it soft, even when it would have been easier to turn cold. That's rare. That's sacred. Now, I need you to lean in, because this next part is critical. The spiritual gift you are about to receive is not something that will be handed to you like a trophy. It's something that will be revealed to you in layers. It will come through stillness, through prayer, through deep presence. You may not even realize it at first. It might show up as a sudden knowing, a peace that doesn't make sense, a compassion that wasn't there before. It may come as a dream, a vision, or even a conversation that shifts your entire perspective. But when it comes, you'll know. You'll feel it in your bones. You might be wondering, why me? And I'll tell you why. Because you've been faithful in ways no one saw. Because you've asked questions others were too afraid to ask. Because you were willing to lose everything rather than lose your soul. That kind of courage is rare, and God rewards rare courage with rare gifts. This isn't about religion. This is about connection. Real, raw, soul-level connection. The kind that strips away every mask and leaves you face to face with your true self. And when you meet that self, you will meet God, because God has always lived within you. You just forgot. But don't be fooled. This gift won't make your life easier. In fact, it may make it harder at first. Because when you see the truth, you can't unsee it. When you feel divine love, you can't settle for anything less. When you taste freedom, all your chains will start to feel tighter. But that's part of the process. The discomfort is holy. It's a sign that you're waking up. It's a sign that the old life no longer fits. You're not crazy. You're evolving. And every time you choose love over fear, truth over comfort, presence over distraction, you move closer to the gift. Let me ask you one more deep question. What are you still clinging to that you know you need to release? Is it a belief, a fear, a relationship, an identity? Whatever it is, I promise you this, the moment you let it go, space will be created. And in that space, the gift will arrive. God can't fill what is already full. You have to empty yourself. You have to become the vessel. And that's not easy. It takes humility. It takes surrender. But the reward is beyond anything you can imagine. You won't just receive clarity, you'll become clarity. You won't just feel peace, you'll become peace. You may feel unworthy, you may feel broken, but I want you to hear this loud and clear. God does not choose the perfect. He chooses the willing, the open, the honest, and the humble. And if you're listening to this with even a flicker of hope in your heart, that means you're ready. Not someday, not after you fix everything. Right now, in this moment, you are ready. And the gift is already on its way. The journey won't be linear. There will be days you feel lost again. But don't panic. That's part of the path. Even the greatest lights have moments of darkness. But the difference now is that you'll know the darkness isn't the end. It's just the womb of transformation. And in that darkness, the seed of your gift is growing. Trust it. Water it with silence. Feed it with truth. Nurture it with stillness. And one day you'll wake up and everything will be different. Not because the world changed, but because you did. God is not far. He is not distant. He is as close as your next breath. And the gift He is sending you is not outside of you. It's the awakening of who you've always been. It's the remembrance of your divine nature. It's the end of pretending, the end of striving, the beginning of living from your soul. You won't need validation. You won't need approval. You'll be anchored in something far deeper. And when that happens, the world won't just see you, they'll feel you. They'll feel the presence of God in you. You've been prepared for this moment your entire life. Every heartbreak, every failure, every doubt, it was all training. And now you stand on the edge, The gift is within reach. All you have to do is receive it, not with clenched fists, but with open hands, not through effort, but through surrender. You are not here to chase the light. You are here to become it. The rare spiritual gift is not something you get. It's something you become, and your time is now. You're still here. That means something. It means you've already begun to shift your inner frequency. It means the gift is not just coming, it's already unfolding. You may not fully see it yet, but like a sacred seed planted in hidden soil, it is taking root in your soul. And you're not alone. Right now, all over the world, people are waking up, slowly, painfully, beautifully. But something is stirring beneath the surface of this chaotic world. A silent revolution of consciousness is rising, and you are part of it. You are not watching this by mistake. You are being initiated into something ancient, something divine. But here's the truth: spiritual gifts don't always look like blessings at first. Sometimes they come disguised as loss, as confusion, as silence. Sometimes they come through the collapse of everything you thought you needed. Because God doesn't give you what your ego wants, He gives you what your soul needs. And your soul is not interested in comfort. Your soul is interested in freedom. So ask yourself, are you willing to let go of who you think you are in order to become who you truly are? Because that's the real question. That's the price of the gift. And that's why so few truly receive it. Most people want the light, but they're not willing to sit in the dark. But you've sat in the dark. You've wept in silence. You've questioned everything. You felt the loneliness of being misunderstood. You've carried pain that no one else could see. And still, you kept going. That's what makes you different. That's what makes you ready. You see, spiritual gifts aren't given to the loudest. They're given to the quiet ones. The ones who listen. The ones who feel deeply. The ones who are brave enough to live without masks. And if you've made it this far, it means you're one of them. Let me tell you a secret, a truth that changed my life. The rarest spiritual gift God can give you is not power. It's perception. It's the ability to see what others miss, and to feel what others ignore, to hear what others drown out with noise. It's the gift of vision, not physical sight, but soul sight, the ability to see through the illusion of this world and into the essence of things. Imagine walking into a room and feeling the energy shift before anyone speaks. Imagine looking into someone's eyes and seeing their pain, even when they're smiling. That's the gift. That's the rare frequency you're being tuned into. But here's the thing, they won't understand you. Not at first. When you start to awaken, people will think you're changing. And you are, but not in the way they think. You're not becoming someone new. You're unbecoming everything that was never you to begin with. You're shedding, you're releasing, you're returning. And that return will confuse people who only knew the version of you that was trying to survive. But you're not here to survive. You're here to radiate. You're here to shine. You're here to be a living portal of divine energy. And that can be lonely. But it's also the deepest form of freedom. Let me ask you a question that most people avoid. What if your pain was never a punishment, but a preparation? What if everything you went through was shaping you, not breaking you? What if the gift isn't coming despite the pain, but because of it? Think about it. The people with the deepest wells of compassion are the ones who've suffered the most. The ones who can hold space for others are the ones who had no one to hold space for them. The ones who shine the brightest are the ones who had to walk through the darkest nights. Your pain was never pointless. It was sacred training. This gift, this rare spiritual gift, it's not flashy. It doesn't make you better than anyone. It makes you more you. It's the gift of being able to feel God in everything. In the wind, in the silence, in the eyes of a stranger, in the tears of a friend, and in the mirror. It's the gift of seeing the divine not as something outside of you, but as the very breath within you. And once you receive that, you can never go back. You'll walk differently. You'll speak differently. You'll love differently, because you'll know who you are, and nothing is more powerful than that. But I have to warn you, once you see, you can't unsee. Once you awaken, you can't go back to sleep. The things that once satisfied you will no longer feed you. The relationships that were built on fear or performance will begin to fall away. The distractions that once numbed your pain will start to lose their grip. And yes, it will be painful, but it will also be liberating. Because that's the paradox of awakening. It breaks you open, but only so the light can enter. And the more open you become, the more the gift can flow through you. You may start to feel things more deeply. You may cry for no reason. You may laugh at things others find mundane. You may feel overwhelmed by beauty or moved by silence. That's not weakness, that's sensitivity. And in this world, sensitivity is a superpower. Don't numb it. Don't hide it. It's part of your gift. It's how your soul speaks. And when you honor it, you begin to see not just with your eyes, but with your whole being. You begin to live in alignment with the divine rhythm of life. And that's where the real magic begins. When I received my gift, I thought it would make life easier. But it didn't. It made life realer. I could no longer pretend. I could no longer tolerate what wasn't true. I could no longer betray myself just to be accepted. And yes, I lost some people, but I found something greater. I found peace, I found purpose, I found presence. And once you have those, you realize you were never alone. You were always being guided, always being loved, always being prepared. So let me ask you again, are you ready? Not for answers, but for awareness. Not for control, but for connection. Not for comfort, but for truth. Because if you are, then the gift is already yours. All that's left is for you to claim it, not by striving, not by earning, but by remembering who you are. You are a soul. You are divine. You are loved. And now, it's time. You'll begin to notice signs, synchronicities, moments that feel too perfect to be coincidence. Pay attention. The universe is speaking to you. God is guiding you. The veil is lifting. And every step you take in awareness brings you closer to the embodiment of your gift. This is not a one-time event. It's a lifelong unfolding, a sacred unraveling. And the deeper you go, the more you realize this gift is not just for you. It's for everyone you touch, everyone you love, everyone you serve. Because once you receive the gift, you become the gift. You become the mirror that shows others their own light. You become the voice that reminds them they are not alone. You become the presence that heals without words. That's the rarest gift of all, to become a living embodiment of truth, but to become a vessel of love. to become who you were always meant to be. And that journey starts now. Now something sacred is happening. If you've followed this far, it means your soul is saying yes. Not just to this message, but to the transformation already underway. This is no longer about words on a screen. It's about what's awakening inside you as you hear them. That quiet stirring in your chest. That subtle vibration in your gut. That's the divine knocking, not from outside, but from within. The gift is not on its way, it's already inside you. It's been buried under years of noise, fear, and conditioning. But now it's rising. And it's time to stop running from yourself and finally receive what you came here for. Most people spend their entire lives trying to become something. They chase titles, accolades, validation. But those who are ready for the rare spiritual gift stop chasing and start listening. They start removing, peeling back everything they were told to be, and finding underneath it all something eternal, something unshakable. This gift is not about becoming, it's about remembering. You are not the version of yourself shaped by trauma or expectation. You are the soul that watched it all and still remained. You are the calm beneath the storm and the light within the chaos. You don't need to add anything to yourself. You need to see what was always there. But beware, this is where the real spiritual war begins, not with others, not with demons or dark forces, but within. The old self will fight to stay alive. The ego will scream. It will try to convince you that this path is foolish, impractical, lonely. It will tempt you with comfort, with distraction, with the illusion of control. But remember this, the ego fears death because it cannot comprehend rebirth. And you are being reborn. Every old identity that no longer serves you is being stripped away. That's why it hurts. That's why it feels like you're breaking. But you're not breaking, you're blooming. You're shedding the shell. And what's emerging is sacred beyond words. Let me ask you something you may have never dared to ask yourself. What would your life look like if you fully trusted in the divine? Not partially. Not when it's convenient. Or fully. What decisions would you make? Who would you forgive? What truth would you speak? What dream would you finally follow? That's the level of faith this gift demands. It's not soft. It's not passive. It's fierce. It's wild. It's the kind of faith that walks away from everything familiar because your soul knows there's something greater waiting on the other side. Are you brave enough to leave the known for the truth? Because once you receive the gift, you can no longer live small. You can no longer play the role you were assigned in a world that feeds on fear. You are here to be a disruptor of illusions, a breaker of chains, a bringer of light, and that responsibility will humble you. It will demand everything from you. But it will also fill you with a sense of purpose so deep, so unshakable, that nothing can touch it. You won't need to convince anyone of your path. You'll just walk it. And your presence will speak louder than your words ever could. This gift will change how you see others. You'll stop seeing people as enemies or allies, useful or useless. You'll begin to see souls. You'll feel their wounds, their stories, their longing. And from that place, you'll move differently. You'll speak with more compassion. You'll listen more deeply. You'll love without needing anything in return. Because the gift doesn't just transform how you experience life, it transforms how life experiences you. You become a walking prayer, a living temple, Not because you're perfect, but because you're present. And presence is the rarest gift in a distracted world. You may begin to feel misunderstood, isolated at times. That's normal. When you begin to vibrate at a higher frequency, not everyone can meet you there. Some will fall away. Let them. That's part of the purification. The more aligned you become, the more your life will self-correct. What's not real will be removed. What's not true will dissolve. And in its place, something breathtaking will emerge. A life not built on survival, but on soul. A life that feels like home. Here's something most spiritual teachings won't tell you. The gift will test you. It will ask you to walk through fire, to lose things, to release control, to trust when there's no evidence, and to act when there's no guarantee. This isn't for the faint of heart. But neither are you. You were born for this. Everything your soul has been through, every heartbreak, every loss, every fall, has prepared you for this moment. You are not weak. You are not broken. You are being forged. And your fire will become your offering. The world needs more awakened souls now than ever before. Not people who claim to be spiritual, but those who live it in every breath, who turn their pain into wisdom, who use their suffering as a doorway to compassion, who show others what it means to be fully alive. That's what this gift is about. It's not just for you. It's for the world. For every person you will inspire simply by being who you are. For every heart you will help open just by showing up with yours open. You may feel like you're not ready. But let me tell you, readiness is not a feeling. It's a choice. You don't wait for the fear to leave. You move through it. You don't wait for the path to be clear. You walk anyway. Faith is not about certainty. It's about surrender. And surrender is the gateway to the gift. So if you're scared, good. That means you're close. That means your ego is trembling because your soul is rising. And when the soul rises, everything false must fall. You will be tempted to go back, to numb out, to forget. But you won't, because now you've seen. Now you've tasted truth. And once you've tasted it, nothing else satisfies. The old life will feel like a costume. The old patterns will feel like chains. And though it may be uncomfortable, it is also glorious. Because you are becoming something rare, something sacred, something real. So here is your final question. Are you willing to become the version of you that your soul remembers? Not the one shaped by fear or shame or expectation. The true you, the radiant, powerful, divine you. Because that is the true gift, not something you receive, but someone you become. The rare spiritual gift God is giving you is you, the real you, the healed you, the awakened you, the you that walks in truth, lives in love, and breathes in peace. This is your moment. The pause before the transformation, the breath before the leap. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for proof. Just say yes. Say yes to the mystery, to the process, to the fire, to the light. Say yes to the path that only your soul understands, and watch what happens. Watch how the universe begins to move. Watch how the right people, messages, and miracles begin to appear. Watch how you become the miracle. You are no longer just a seeker. You are becoming the sacred. You are no longer just hoping for change. You are embodying it, and the world will feel it. Your presence will heal. Your words will awaken. Your life will become a prayer, and the rare gift God is giving you will ripple through every moment, every breath, every life you touch. This is not the end. This is the beginning. Welcome to the unveiling. Welcome to the becoming. The gift is you.